of its entanglement, Chapter 5, Part 3.
What is the deal then? The Crown should inventory the populace of Mockery with a mass registration. Each registration will have the value of that being's entire lifespan, kind of like birth certificates. Each registration is a bondage. The registration is monetized with a small portion returned to the being, usually enough to survive. In exchange, the crew of the Gateway will create a system of exchange using paper notes and coinage. They will create the system of tracking. They will determine who gets what and why. The Crown convinced the Pond, with all the Ponderer constructs, to monitor the new system, convincing the Pond it was part of a greater creation. The Pond's memory was unlimited. The constructs were everywhere. A perfect record-keeping system was already existing. A massive news network was available. The pieces were just falling into place. The deal with Sparkle and the Eternal Embers to obtain Realium, an element the crew felt they needed to return to their reality, started this whole ball rolling. The Eternal Embers would be useful in staging fear strategies, enforcement rules, and crystallizing even more Realium. As Zero would say, we are just playing the cards that are dealt to us. The complexities of the deals within the deals get very interesting as you look at who makes out the most in these dealings. Once the populace inventory is commenced, there can be grants issued for businesses and projects. This will create debt, money drawn from the future equity of the registered, the promise to pay, the present and future value. All are the collateral to get the ball rolling. You will be able to finance your way out of this planet to become part of a cosmic society. Some of these issued grants will be used to back and create a central banking system that will be given the printing press, further indebting the registered creditors. Hire the bankers to do your job, the Crown. Make money out of nothing, then charge interest. Use other beings' credit to finance their debt slavery. Create confusion as to how the system works. Create branch banks that loan out currency using a fractional reserve system, allowing the branches to create currencies out of nothing, the credit of the registered, give out loans to the creditors, charge interest on this newly created bank asset. For the use of credit, making the crew wealthy. Offer to pay all accrued debts of the creditors, but make it an impossible task, so that only 1 in a billion will figure it out. All in the inner circle will have this advantage of debt discharging. In this way, everything will be prepaid, yet you can still make the creditors pay even more. Attach a precious metal or mineral, such as Realium, to the system that gives the illusion of value. Claim to have possession of large amounts of these metals or minerals in a locked vault that no one can open and look inside. This process will eventually move your planet into a higher state of being. The capturing will show the need for freedom to the wisest among you. This desire for freedom will open a consciousness level needed to advance closer to Source. What role did Jin play in setting up this capture of an entire planet's most valued energy, its inhabitants? He is magical, but he does not do magic. Jin would rather sit back and do nothing. Yet magic happens around him, a magic magnet. Miracle after subtle miracle happen continuously. The trick is spotting the miracle, then using it to build on reality. There were so many factors contributing to the vanishing of the Gateway space shuttle and the appearance inside Mockery. Eventually, Jin's miracle magic proximity ability was looked at quite closely. At first, Jin kept his suspected ability to himself. Jin is a backseat player that affects everything. The capturing of the beings of Mockery could not have happened without Jin. Being a being of pure belief, a manifestation, a fiction brought into existence, or someone who assumed the role of Jin when the need arrived. He was still the miracle man. The way everything just fell into place inside Mockery was a miracle on its own. To expand the registration of the populace along with the territory of the captured planet, a survey was needed that would lay out a grid of everywhere in Mockery. Luckily, that grid map already existed in the halls of the scholars. Assigning each grid a zip code number was a way of keeping track of the conquered/captive planet. The Great Registration sounds better. Shh, the beings of Mockery do not know they are being conquered. While Jin sat back and did nothing, a whole planet was hoodwinked by his fellow crew members. Even Flo and Tap, who also just went along with everything, never felt like conquerors. Conquering was never the upfront intent, or even a passing thought to anyone. Yet, the inevitable outcome of their actions was known by a few. Both Seth and Shauna, the pilot and captain of the Gateway craft, have experience in multiple timelines, yet they chose this path of opportunity to keep peace, over common sense decency. They are well schooled in the laws of cause and effect, the motions of the universe, and natural law, yet little was done at first to stem the wave of negative change in Mockery. We are getting ahead of ourselves. The twist this story takes has many consequences. It is best to keep to a linear timeline while recapitulating this story adventure. The Dream Crew met on the bridge of the Gateway shuttle to begin the dream journey. Flo was the connection, but was just along for the ride. Seeing the universe from outside of Mockery for the first time in millennia was like walking out into the sun after being in a cave for a long time. Even the splintered pond fragment on Titan's moon view of the cosmos was blocked by clouded atmosphere of metallic particles. In the dream landscape, they could travel with the speed of thought. The advantage this team of dream travelers has is they know where they are going. They know where the starship Neuron is. Next stop is Albert's search team. With Flo's help, the transfer of information into Albert's dream was almost instantaneous. Flo was also able to view the events of Albert's search team. Could Mockery be the cue ball they are worried about? The revelations from this journey gave new directions for both ends of the spectrum of the story.